Very well played out there. Bogey free in the running for the tournament. Music to your ears, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a while for sure. But yeah, I came into this week feeling good. I had a bit of a wake-up call, I guess. Obviously, things have been very difficult the last however long. I won't go into too much detail, but I felt like I was turning a corner, and then, kind of feel like you're back to square one again. But I had a good conversation with my coach at the weekend in Tenerife, saw him on Monday, and really felt like, okay, I actually know what I'm doing, where I'm going. So it's nice to see that, obviously, in these two scores.
Yeah, I mean, let's touch a little bit on last week because, as you said, you've had highs and lows, and I guess last week was a bit of a low because it was a tough week on a tough call. And of course, if you're not playing well, punishes you.
Yeah.
And then you've arrived here this week. The mental strength to put that behind you and do this is pretty remarkable, no?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's been many highs lately. It just feels like it's been one low after another. But one thing I've always been proud of is my mental strength. I think it would have been incredibly easy to just stop at some point over the last couple of years. It's just, I think for me, whenever I've felt like there's something to improve, something to work on, like I know where to go, but it's felt like I've not known where to go so many times. And last week that's what last week was, because like I said, I felt like I was turning a corner, and then you go out and you come basically last. Like it's one thing to miss cuts by a little bit, it's another thing to be there. But like I said, I spoke to my coach straight away, and full credit to him for being as honest as he was and really giving me something to go, okay, I'm going to choose to work on this and do this, and we'll see what happens. And that actually simplified things a lot. So it sounds weird, but I'm not completely surprised that I've played well this week. It's funny because, I've obviously achieved in the game in the past, and it doesn't leave you, like, however much you struggle. I think when you get into those positions again, you don't forget what to do. So it's nice just to be able to feel like I'm myself again on the course.
Because you've achieved things in the past, does it make it easier to tap into what you succeeded because you know that you've done it and you can do it again? Or does it actually make it harder because you had that before and you can't quite get it back?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think it's a bit of both. I think a conversation I've had with a few people lately is, I think whenever you've been at a certain level, the one thing you don't want to be is average. So it's one thing to be bad and like have all these things going on and not know what to do, but you also don't want to get used to that, and you don't want to get used to going, okay, if I kind of get it together, maybe I can make the cut this week. Like, that's never how I want to see golf, and that's why it's been so hard. It's because I've been so far away. But equally, like you said, you do have things to tap into. And today was, honestly, I didn't feel like I played amazingly, but this is what I think my strength is. Whenever I feel like myself, is I can make a good score out of, what's not spectacular.
And now you've done that, it's a different pressure heading into the weekend because, you feel like you're back, you feel like you've made those changes, talking to your coach. It's clearly worked so far, but it's all about 4 rounds, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. I think for me, it's just that doesn't even feel like worth thinking about right now because it's been so long since I've been here. I think, to be honest, the way I finished both of my rounds off today and yesterday makes me know that I can handle, being in a good position. And I think at the end of the day, for me, it's always been about, do you trust where you are with your golf and your golf swing, and do you trust your ability to put a score together? And everything else is just noise. So a little bit like that golf cart. Well done. Lovely to see you back. Thanks for having me.